Welcome to Angel Wings Productions.
Job, chapter 6, verses 2 through 30. Oh, that my grief were throughly weighed, and my calamity laid in the balances together! For now it would be heavier than the sand of the sea. Therefore my words are swallowed up. For the arrows of the Almighty are within me, the poison whereof drinketh up my spirit. The terrors of God do set themselves in array against me. Doth the wild ass bray when he hath grass, or loweth the ox over his fodder? Can that which is unsavory be eaten without salt? Or is there any taste in the white of an egg? The things that my soul refused to touch are as my sorrowful meat. Oh, that I might have my request, and that God would grant me the thing that I long for, even that it would please God to destroy me, that he would let loose his hand and cut me off. Then should I yet have comfort, yea, I would harden myself in sorrow. Let him not spare, for I have not concealed the words of the Holy One. What is my strength that I should hope, and what is mine end that I should prolong my life? Is my strength the strength of stones, or is my flesh of brass? Is not my help in me, and is wisdom driven quite from me? To him that is afflicted pity should be shewed from his friend, but he forsaketh the fear of the Almighty. My brethren have dealt deceitfully as a brook, and as the stream of brooks they pass away, which are blackish by reason of the ice, and wherein the snow is hid. What time they wax warm, they vanish. When it is hot, they are consumed out of their place. The paths of their way are turned aside. They go to nothing and perish. The troops of Tema looked, the companies of Sheba waited for them. They were confounded because they had hoped. They came thither and were ashamed. For now ye are nothing. Ye see my casting down and are afraid. Did I say, bring unto me, or give a reward for me of your substance? Or deliver me from the enemy's hand, or redeem me from the hand of the mighty? Teach me, and I will hold my tongue, and cause me to understand wherein I have erred. How forcible are right words, but what doth your arguing reprove? Do you imagine to reprove words, and the speeches of one that is desperate, which are as wind? Yea, ye overwhelm the fatherless, and ye dig a pit for your friend. Now therefore be intent, look upon me, for it is evident unto you if I lie. Return, I pray you, let it not be iniquity. Yea, return again, my righteousness is in it. Is there iniquity in my tongue? Cannot my taste discern perverse things?
Hashtag Q&A on Job 6, verses 2 through 30. Question: how does Job respond to Eliphaz's speech? Answer: Job doesn't accept Eliphaz's diagnosis. Instead, he defends his complaints by saying if his grief were actually weighed, it would be heavier than the sand of the sea, verse 3. He's arguing that his extreme words are justified by his extreme suffering. He's not overreacting. Question: what does Job mean by the arrows of the Almighty are within me, verse 4? Answer: Job feels that God himself is attacking him. The arrows and poison imagery shows he experiences his suffering not as random misfortune or discipline for sin, but as a direct assault from God. This is a profound theological crisis. God feels like his enemy, not his corrector. Question: what's the point of the analogies in verses 5 through 7? Answer: Job uses common-sense examples. Animals don't complain when they're fed, and bland food is unpalatable without seasoning. His point, I'm not complaining for no reason. I have legitimate cause. He's pushing back against the implication that he's being unreasonable or dramatic. Question: is Job actually asking God to kill him in verses 8 through 10? Answer: yes, Job wishes God would finish him off rather than prolong this agony. Verse 10 is particularly striking. He says he'd find comfort in death because he at least hasn't concealed the words of the Holy One. He's maintained his integrity. Death would be better than this torture while falsely confessing to sins he didn't commit. Question: what's Job's complaint against his friends, verses 14 through 21? Answer: Job uses a powerful metaphor of a desert stream that dries up when travelers need it most. His friends are like that. They appeared reliable but have dealt deceitfully, verse 15, offering cold theology instead of compassion. Verse 14 is key. To him that is afflicted, pity should be showed from his friend. They failed this basic duty. Question: what is Job asking for in verses 23 through 24? Answer: Job challenges his friends. He never asked for money or rescue, just friendship. Then he makes a crucial plea. Teach me, and I will hold my tongue, and cause me to understand wherein I have erred. He's open to correction if they can actually show him what he did wrong, but empty accusations aren't helpful. Question: how does Job characterize his friend's words in verses 25 through 27? Answer: he contrasts right words, which are powerful, with their empty arguing, verse 25. They're treating his desperate cries as mere wind, ignoring context. Verse 27 is particularly harsh. He accuses them of being willing to overwhelm the fatherless and dig a pit for their friend, meaning their theology is cruel and destructive. Question: what's Job's final appeal in verses 28 through 30? Answer: Job essentially says, look at me, really look, can't you tell I'm not lying? He asks them to reconsider, return, asserting his righteousness and claiming he can still discern perverse things, verse 30. His moral compass isn't broken. He's demanding they recognize his integrity instead of assuming guilt. Question: what's the core tension in this passage? Answer: Job is caught between two unbearable positions. God seems to be attacking him, yet he maintains his innocence. His friends offer a simple explanation, you sinned, but Job knows that's false. He wants understanding, not platitudes, and he's learning that suffering can be deeply isolating when others can't or won't sit with mystery.
If this content is reaching you and helping you, please like and subscribe. It will help our algorithm for others to find us.